Welcome to Roleplay Cafe. We're back yet again to play one more session of Alien with John as our GM, Doon, myself, and Todd as his victims are as the crew. Uh, I believe this is section 6. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure. But
Yep.
anyway, take it away, John.
All right. So we are picking up with the team that went down to the Gorham colony. And this is a colony that uh, you were not able to establish communications with. It's kind of on a rocky, desert like planet. And it is located in a ravine in the northern hemisphere. And you landed down here. The only place that had a safe landing area was at the far end of the ravine to the east from the map that we should all be looking at right now. And the reason is that while there is a landing pad in the center of the colony, it has two ships on it, one that was landed there and another one that crashed into that ship. So there was no safe place to land inside the colony itself. So you landed at the opposite end near another crashed ship that looks like it has some survivors because its landing bay was lowered, so someone was coming and going from there. Um, you took your drop ship is not too far from there. You did not investigate that ship. You left your pilot with the drop ship and made your way through the ravine. As you're making your way there, you saw that there was someone up at the top of the cliffs of the ravine that obviously saw you and started running towards the colony. You came up this southern lift tower it was broken down. You climbed up the access ladder and found that the solar farm was only partially operational and was rigged up to run power to particular buildings. One of them was the comms array, but it was in very bad shape, and so you got the power back on in there, and Tan started spending a lot of his time trying to get the comms array back online so you can establish communication with your ship. Meanwhile, the rest of you started investigating the colony a little bit, and that's when you established communication with a middle-aged woman who kind of presented herself as the de facto leader here, and Yoko had a conversation with her, and you saw that she has a husband and a son. There are other people here. She said introduced herself as Amelia Moreno, and uh, you did not get the name of her son and husband, but there's another family here called the Parks family, and from this map you can see that they share some housing attached to the control block, which is west of the landing pad. The Marino family went over to the Parks house to explain to them, communicate what you had just explained to them, that you are part of an expedition that is checking the status of all of the far spinward colonies and giving assistance and rebuilding colonies as necessary. And they seem quite excited about that because they are not doing very well here. So I believe that is. Oh no, actually, I take that back. After they left, Yoko started investigating the ship that crashed into the landed ship on the landing pad because it was a technology or it was not a model of ship that he recognized. These far spinward colonies have been here for over 100 years. They have so they have older technology in comparison to what you have. But the ship that was crashed there was more advanced. It seemed like some sort of fighter, or like a much smaller ship, not a transport ship. And it seemed to be a more advanced technology than what all of these colonies should have. And when Yoko climbed inside and started looking around the cockpit, he saw that there was some sort of like helmet or connection device in the pilot's seat that had all of these long, jagged black spikes that seemed to, like, they must penetrate the skull of the pilot in order for him to sit as one would sit inside of the cockpit. And I believe that is where we left off.
That's certainly straight into the brainstem, I can tell.
Yes.
Okay.
A very uncomfortable way to fly, obviously. So, from what I understand, we have Tan still up on top of the comms array working on this tangled mess of cables, trying to bring it back online. We have Hamida, the security officer, in the field node with her pulse rifle, kind of scanning the colony to make sure that there's no surprises. And I believe that Gyoko is actually is he down in the colony, or is he up on the cliff? I forget.
I was right. I was like all up in the ship, right? And then
Oh yeah, that's
I hurt
right.
my
Yeah,
ankle.
we just said that. Right. We apologize. I apologize. That is I literally just said that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hurt my ankle.
When
I
you
fell. I got spooked.
yes. Yeah, when you saw this device that like plugs itself into the pilot's brains, you kind of stumbled backwards and sprained your ankle, which is going to cause um, a -2 to any agility tests until it's healed.
Okay.
So, the Marino family disappeared into the Parks house on the map. So what would you like to do?
Okay.
They seem like a nice family.
Do they?
I say.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm at the field node, right? I think that's where I was last
Yep.
time. Okay.
Yes.
Overlooking things. Are you? I missed that. Are you still, Yoko? Are you still down there on the landing pad?
Yeah, you can see me there. I'm like kind of seated or like half seated on a piece of rubble or chip or whatever, and I'm like nursing. I'm like rubbing my ankle. Like, ow, that hurt, but I can walk it
Okay.
off. Then
So, you're waiting for them to come back out to talk to you?
well, it seems like they're agreeable. When they come back, we can ask them if they have any logs from the history of this colony.
Right.
We should include that in our report, and we'll need to take full stock of what's working and what's not working down here before we bring them back to the mother colony. That's how I'm looking at things right now.
Okay.
You have the detangler. This is the mess. I say as I'm trying to noodle through this bird nest of wire. Does it seem like any closer to doing this? Because I might kind of give up.
I mean, you're making progress. You certainly isolated some of the cables that are completely unnecessary for reestablishing comms.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I think at this point it'd probably take you about another half hour or so to get everything back online. You kind of have the cable. You know what cables need to be reestablished, but some of them need repairing, which is going to take a little bit of time.
I'm marking them off. You'll just hear some slight grumbling from me over the intercom from time to time. if it's on Vox, But and I'll my eye every once in a while traces over there to see if that storm is indeed heading from us or toward us, or maybe cutting off our path with the ship.
It's swirling, slowly circling us.
Yeah. So that storm is starting to it's kind you feel like it has passed you by. Like it seems to be moving northwest, and it was significantly far west of you, and it seems to have cleared, but there's an odd like shadow of something that seems to be traveling, like lagging behind it. It's almost like the sun is uh, it's not
Figures that the
it's in the
shadow
mid
of the
afternoon.
storm.
It's like it's in the mid afternoon, and this shadow should not be being projected from the sun and like the position of this cloud. I mean, sorry, the sandstorm. So it seems like an unnatural shadow, but you've never been here before and haven't seen the storm in person, so you're not sure
I
entirely.
kind
If
of
you
raise a
want,
quizzical eye. I will look it over since I'm such inattentive about things being as they should be, and this isn't presumably so. So I'll scan the area and in the shadows, see if I can make heads or tails of it.
all
So
right. So what I'm going to need from you is a observation roll, and you're going to need two successes to figure out exactly what is. And you've got two successes exactly. Uh, you could push if you want and try to get more. You won't lose those two successes.
no,
Would you
But
like?
you will increase
No,
your stress.
you're good with that. That's
yeah,
true.
but my stress is somewhat alleviated since the storm is going. Otherwise, I'm just more curious about the
Okay.
shadow.
Uh, so I will tell you from that shadow is not part of the storm. There's no you've done some initial studying in your preparation to come down here,
Yeah.
and there is no reason why there should be this black area lagging behind the storm, and it
Is there
seems
some sense that is pushing this storm
uh
forward?
you I'll give you this with your two successes. It seems to be following the storm, and it seems to be moving independently of the storm itself.
Okay. As I stop for a minute, my fingers stop twiddling with the wires, and I'll get on the comms again. And Yoko, this may sound a little queer, but the storm, there's it just may be my eyes, but there seems to be a shadow following it, uh, and not attached to or not cast by the storm. It's an odd angle, and it seems to be erratic and moving in different directions. I don't know if this is some kind of I don't know cloaking device or whatnot, but I think you need to put an eye on it.
Is it heading
Something
in our
doesn't
direction?
feel right. Uh,
It's hard to tell. I mean, it is moving with the storm, but
the
the
storm,
storm
yeah,
is moving away from you.
yeah. I'll say the storm is moving away. It just now the storm's not moving in the direction of the ship we need to get back to, is it?
No, no. It is the ship's to your east. The storm is to your northwest.
Okay, I'll kind of just give a sigh after Yoko says that. I'll say no. Perhaps my curiosities just will get the better of us. I'll let it be.
Well, it's good to keep an eye on. I can ask the Marinos about the storm activity and see what they have to say whenever they come back.
Hmm.
All right, do as you will. This is a good vantage point, at least, while I'm untangling this mess. So I'll ready you any other
I'm wondering.
curiosities I see.
I'm wondering now if I should stay in this field note or I should make my way around the perimeter of the ravine just to see if I can see anything from different points of view, and make my way to
Okay.
the other field node.
It's a good
And if
idea,
I have to get,
Hamada. You can check out the condition of
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And then we can include that in our report.
okay. So I'm gonna start making my way to the around south and then around the edge of the ravine. Okay.
You're going to go like counterclockwise around
Yep.
the place, or
I'm
oh,
going
okay.
to go clockwise. I'm going to head down
Oh yeah, oh
over
yeah.
the vehicle bay, around the south,
Yeah.
come up, and make my way all the way around back to the field node on the north side.
Counterclockwise from
Okay.
my perspective, if I lay down and look up at you.
That's right.
Right.
For those in the southern hemisphere, it is counterclockwise. So. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that's gonna take quite a bit of time. That's at least 2 or 3 miles to go all the way around this place.
Is it that big? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's
Well,
because
this is
you're
the air.
going the entire circumference of the place.
right.
So, are you going to do this at a quick pace, or are you going to like be watching the colony from multiple angles as you go around?
I want to watch this colony from multiple angles, make sure that
Yep.
I'm not missing anything because I'm only in one spot. Okay, but I'm gonna
Okay.
hustle.
Keep eyes on me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep your eyes on you. Yeah. Just remember, one finger. That's all I need.
Keeping
I'll
me
take 'em out.
alive. You're keeping me alive. That's your
Yeah.
job.
All right. So, so if you're not like if you're not pressed for time, but you're gonna hustle a little bit. I am going to ask for. I will ask you for an observation roll at some point, but not quite yet.
Sure. Okay.
But
That's
you
fine.
are. So, are you looking both into the colony and out of the storm at the same? Like, are you glancing back and
Yeah.
forth between the
I'm
two, or
glancing
what?
back and forth and
Okay.
right.
So,
Being vigilant.
so you. I just want to clarify because you had stepped away. Did you hear about the shadow that is following the storm?
Yes,
Did you
I
hear
did
that
hear
part?
that. Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what is Yoko going to do while all of this is going on?
Maybe maybe the ship has some. Is there? So there's wreckage from. So there's the unknown fighter that crashed here on top of the standard ship, like colony ship that was here originally. Is the original colony ship what like you said it was like split in half, but is there
Yeah.
does it look like I could like get to that to check if there's like logs in that ship or something?
I'm going to need in order to squeeze into here, you're gonna have to give me a mobility
Agility.
test.
Of course, agility.
Well, mobility, but it uses your agility. Yes.
Oh,
Because it is, that there is a whole, it's hard to tell how it is that you're going to access it. So you're going to have to like squeeze down into nooks and crannies and try to make your way to where you believe the cockpit should be.
yeah.
And then you're going to have to try to get access to the computer system from there. So it's going to be difficult, but you might be able to squeeze your way through it.
Okay, so I'm going to manually adjust my agility down to right now and then put it back up later.
Yes. Yep. That's fine.
So
that will do
it's
it.
normally 3. Right now it's 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'll tell my friends. I'm gonna see if I can get into this into the colony shuttle cockpit. Climbing around, doing my best.
Do you want to push?
Not in this case.
Your stress is high enough, huh?
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, I see something, but
All right.
nothing I can reach right now.
Yeah, it's there. There doesn't seem to be a way without like really cutting yourself open on some
If I had
jagged
some,
metal.
if I had
Um,
a mech suit or one of those like a excavator.
yeah, I mean, you could take the thing apart and get to it that way. So if you had one of those, you do have one up on the Solovetsky Island, but you'd have to go all the way up there and get it in order to come down and do
Not a
that.
priority. Hopefully the Marinos and Park should return soon. I think to myself as I look up and try to get
All
eyes
right.
on Hamida, see if I can spot her maneuvering.
Yeah, you can see her. You can see her making her way around here. You are starting to wonder, what is taking so long for uh, the Marino and the Parks family. Uh, they have been like you've spent maybe a good 15 or 20 minutes trying to
Yep.
find a way into that. Uh, Hamada has made about a third of the way around uh, the cliff face around the entire perimeter,
Right.
and Pan tells you that he's almost got this thing operational that he's been working on this whole time.
Good. Okay. I got a question about the field pylons. Is there any evidence of actual damage to them, or are they just lacking power?
You do not see any physical damage.
Okay.
It does seem like they're just lacking power. I mean, they have been exposed to the elements quite a bit, so
Right.
you can see like wind and wear and some rust on them.
Right.
But from your experience of seeing other pylons like this, that's they should be able to function just fine like that, as long as they have power, obviously.
Right. Okay. I'll continue on my way.
All right. Yoko, what is he going to just continue to wait, or
I mean, I guess I didn't tell them I would just wait right here, but I don't really want to go snooping around yet. Here's a question. So, the Marinos said that the daughter, I think of the daughter, one of the one of the Parks was in the warehouse down below. Have I seen anyone emerge or like make their way across the open space to get to everything else, or actually, are there underground passages in this colony? I wouldn't know that, I guess.
There should not be underground passages. Some of these buildings might have a sub-level, but there shouldn't be tunnels or anything. I mean, there is a mine in the bottom left in the southwest corner,
Yeah.
which is where all of the ore was taken from. Went through processing and was transported off-world.
Mhm.
But yeah, there shouldn't be like tunnel systems or anything like that.
So my question is, is there still a woman in the warehouse, or from my understanding?
There, I mean, no one is left, so theoretically they should still be there. Yeah.
Um, I don't want to spook someone who doesn't know that non-colonists are here yet. So Can I? You know what I'm keenly interested in because of my background. I'm keenly interested in these
Hmm.
greenhouses and in what state they're in,
Okay.
and in like
Sure.
if there's anything growing or if they still look like they could be growing stuff. I think I will
Okay.
head in that direction. Just mosey on over there in no urgent
So,
rush at all.
so do you want to say that you did this over the 15 minutes that passed, or are you saying that you did this after the 15 minutes?
It took me a while to like assess the wreckage and stuff, and then I'm waiting around, and then I'm like, okay, well, I may as well just walk over there because it's taking a while. So I'm
Okay.
fine with it. It's later, but
All right. All right. So yeah, you peek your head into a few of the greenhouse buildings. They are in really bad shape. They a lot of the windows like broken in, like part of the roof broken.
oh no.
It looks like that there is. Uh, it almost looks like a lot of the plants have been eaten by like pests,
Oh,
like some sort of insect
that's
has
unfortunate.
eaten a lot of these. There is not very much that is still in good shape, except for the last building. It looks like they repaired the roof here and are actively growing some, uh, some crops essentially. You suspect that this might be one of their primary sources of food.
Wonderful. It's smart. Given their limited population, they should focus on one. They can even use parts from the others to repair any damage to this structure. Our plan. At least the colonists have some sense in them. I have a question about that. You said that there was it looks like maybe pests had gotten to stuff. Have we seen any life, wildlife, including like bugs or anything on the planet since we've been here?
No, but there certainly could be wildlife here. I mean, there didn't seem to be significant like biodiversity signs when
Mm-hmm.
you did the scan of the planet. But that doesn't mean that it's just spread out. There's just not like significant ecosystems on the planet.
I make note of that as something I'd like to ask the Marinos and the parks about, about the native life. Since there's like desert or like sandy, I would expect the
Yeah.
life to be
Mhm.
sparse, but I'm curious about it.
So as you're finishing up your, investigating the greenhouse, and uh, Amada sees this too. She's basically behind these water tanks up here in this area, and
Okay.
she the two of you start hearing some arguing coming from the Parks house, and you see three adults leave the house, and they seem to be you hear them arguing about, this is our one chance to leave. Why can't you keep track of your children? And uh, they it's you get the feeling that somebody is missing and someone went off looking for them.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Um, so we see three adults like emerge from the park's house, or like,
Yes, and it is the two Marinos that you saw before, uh, and there is a man, probably in his close to 50, who seems to be the one that's taking the brunt of this argument, and he seems quite concerned.
Okay.
um,
You see this, Yoko?
I'll hobble over in that direction from the greenhouses.
All right. What? How are you going? I mean, they seem. It seems to be quite heated. Are you going to try to
Yeah,
interject, or
I would.
you want to listen more?
No, I would try to, say, oh, I want to try to break the tension by just saying like, um, I, I'll say, like, you must be one of the parks. I'll say, I'm just trying to be friendly, cordial.
And that kind of breaks up the argument, and he seems this Parks person seems quite taken aback because you're a stranger here, and he kind of pushes past the two Marinos, and he says, "My boy, he's gone. We can't leave here without him.
Oh,
We need to find him."
of course we would. Of course. Not to worry. My name is Yoko. I'm still trying to just be friendly and calm.
My name's Morgan. My boy Benny, he runs off and explores sometimes, but he hasn't been back. He hasn't been back in over a day, and my wife Violet has been out looking for him.
Uh, don't worry. Wait, sorry. What did he say his name was?
His name is Morgan.
Morgan. Okay, I almost called him Benny.
His son's name is Benny, and his wife is Violet.
Don't not to worry, Morgan. We're definitely not gonna leave without all colonists accounted for. That's not gonna. There's no chance of that.
What'd you say the wife's name was? Sorry, Violet.
Violet. Yes.
That's right. Okay, thanks. Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you. We're very happy to see that although the colony's not as thriving as it could be, at least seems that your two families are getting by.
Getting by is a bit of a strong way of putting this, but we are very happy and thankful to have you here. Life here has been very hard, and that our two families have not. He pauses for a second, seems to be choosing his words, and says, "We have not been getting along very well, and there's some things have taken place that neither of us are happy or proud of."
I'm sure. I'm not going to pry. I'm going to say, how old is your son?
He's 18. He's a bit lighter skinned than me, and yeah, he's a good kid. He just likes to go off and explore. He doesn't get along with Benny or Danny that well. And you get the impression that Danny is probably the Merino boy that you saw. He was the one that, just to remind you, he was the one running along the cliff that saw you coming in towards the colony.
Okay. Well, we'll find your Benny, and we'll find Benny in due time. I'm sure he'll turn up. Given as we just arrived here, I assume Mr. Marino told you about our mission.
Yeah, he explained it to me. It's still a little bit hard to believe, but sounds good to me. As once we find my wife and my boy, we can pack up and be ready to go. And just as he says that, Tan is just about done wiring up the comms array. And all you have to do is go down the ladder and start trying to boot it up and, trying to establish communications. And as you're going down the ladder, you have a very good view of that shadow that was following the storm.
Mm.
And from this point, you can tell that this is not a shadow at all, but some sort of swarm of something that is heading directly towards the colony.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, as I would have tied it off and halfway down, I felt like I fixed the uh, the issue. I just need to get booted off. So excitedly going down, I turn over and look over my shoulder, and then it dawns on me what this shadow is headed
And
right toward us.
it's about a mile from the colony at this point.
Well, I turn on the comms and I said, guys, doesn't look like a good situation. Looks like a swarm of locusts of some sort. That shadow I was telling you about, Yoko, is headed straight for us. I'm headed down now. I got the comms wired up. We need to reach the ship. Everybody needs to get in to find some cover, I'd suggest.
Okay, Roger. I will make my way. Can I find any hatches, like ladder hatches, or is there a way to get down quickly from where I am, or do I have to really hustle it to the
Uh,
field node?
I mean, you will either. I mean, you don't see any ladders, but you know that that Yoko like took a secret ladder that was behind the vehicle bay down into the colony. So you could try to find one
I'm gonna try, yeah,
if you
because I'm
want,
not gonna head all the
but
way back there.
Well, I can ask them, but
no, I meant sorry. What I meant was you can try to find one on like the north side of the colony if there's something similar,
Maybe there's
but
something
you
by the
don't.
harvester kettle.
Yeah, that's possible. Also, some of these buildings, particularly the mining storage and the harvester kennel, are fairly tall. So you might be able to jump down there with little to
Oh,
no
that'd be so
injury.
badass.
yes,
Yeah, I was going to say, what is gravity?
you just
You
take the
know,
zip
is it
line.
Earth?
Yeah,
The black. Oh, there happens to be one right where you're standing.
right here.
Um,
Yeah, okay, I'll make my way to them and see if it is possible to jump onto their roof or whatever. Okay, if I can't find a ladder hatch or something.
All right.
Yeah.
So the heart. If you're just doing a quick scan, I mean, you don't see any obvious ladders. The harvester kennel. So to explain what this is, there's basically a giant mining device that is parked inside. This is basically like a big garage,
Right.
and that is the thing that goes down into the mine and actually chews up the rock.
Okay.
So this building is about 75 feet tall, and so it's only about a 25-foot drop from where you are.
Oh, only.
Uh,
yeah,
so
you're,
you
you're
are
security
a
officer.
Marine, so you know you
Just
could.
2 times Earth gravity, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll keep
So I
looking.
mean, it probably it probably wouldn't be a fun drop, but
In
it
emergency.
is a possibility. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll just keep looking. Okay.
Okay.
I have a
All
For
right.
question
now.
about our comms. So we have open comms with each other.
Yes.
Is it like a speaker where the parks and the marinos would hear it also as they're?
No, it's an ear. It's an ear.
It's an earpiece.
So
Okay.
you've been hearing this. You can
Yes,
talk to
I'm
the
going to need to relay the
park to that.
information. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I do that now or?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and I like touch my ear like just to make it clear that I'm receiving a transmission, right? Like,
Even though you don't need to.
yeah.
Right.
And I tell
Hold
them,
up one finger and touch your ear.
one of our people up there, and I kind of gesture to the comms array. But one of our people is saying that there seems to be a swarm headed our direction, a swarm that was following the sandstorm to the northwest. I just want to get the reaction to that. Yeah.
You see their faces sink, and the their immediate reaction is, we need to get inside right now. Those things will eat us alive. They seem to follow the storm and eat whatever tries to flee out of the storm's path. And we need to get inside now. And you can see that Morgan is, upset that Benny might be out there. And he's looking around trying to figure out whether he should, try to find his wife, try to find Benny, or go inside the house, like Amelia is saying.
I'm gonna tell Morgan, get inside with the others. Do you know? Do you have any clue about where Benny and your wife might be? If you know,
I sometimes he hides in the warehouse. Other times he goes down into the mine. I don't know.
Well, he'll be safe.
He usually
inside
doesn't
there, right?
venture it. He should be. They don't usually go down into the mine, and they can't get into any of the buildings. They got into the greenhouse once, but I don't know where what if my wife is out there looking for him?
You know how to handle. You know how to handle the swarm, and your family should know as well. I'm just so just get inside. I'll get my people.
All right, I'm going to need you to do a manipulation roll in order to get him to, acquiesce and go back into his house like you were requested. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Looks like you're going to panic.
Can't push.
Roll stress.
X plus 3. Drop an item. Oh no.
Oh, all right. I'm going to say that you are going to lose your earpiece as you try to. You're basically, trying to basically physically force this guy to go into, go back into the house. And he is struggling against you, but with the help of the Merinos, you are able to get him into the house, but you're going to lose your earpiece in the confusion and struggle.
Just get inside. Just get inside, and I'll go in with them, and then I'll say to my colleagues, get inside. We need to get inside now, and then they won't respond, and then I'll realize I don't have my earpiece in.
Okay. All right. So let's figure out what Tan is doing. He is on his way down the comms array when he saw this and communicated everything. What's he going to do, Del?
To the comms array to see if, especially if there'd be an area where I could contact the ship, but I want to see if I can barricade and how secure the building is. If it would keep out the swarm that's coming in.
Okay, so you're going in the comms array. You're going to try to barricade the door, to prevent them from getting in, and then also try to boot up the comms like you were originally going to plan.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Because I'm fearful that they're going to take the wiring down of the comm out potentially. So.
Okay.
I know they're about a mile away. You said a mile or two.
So that that door that you guys opened up is the only way to get into the comms array. You can get in there and secure the door. You're pretty confident no insects would be able to get inside of here unless they were incredibly small.
But the bodies are still in there, right?
They are.
Was it blood
yes.
or was it blood?
Oh no, wait.
Bodies?
No, I'm sorry. There's no bodies in there. There's just blood in there. It was, somebody shot a whole bunch of people in there, and there was old blood stains and bullet holes and stuff on some of the computer terminals, but there's no bodies.
Yeah, I kind of knew what I was walking into, but I need to get somewhere safe, and so I'm gonna do what I can do, even though I might be a little squeamish about. I didn't bring my disinfectant, you know.
All right. Are you going to try to start up the
Oh
comms array, or are
yeah,
you going to wait? Okay.
yeah. Hopefully the blood ain't fresh, so I'll do
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, you boot things. You start booting things up, and it seems to be able to broadcast and receive, but you are not getting. You're just doing some general hails to things out there, and if the Solovetsky Islands comms array is on, theoretically they should be able to pick up your signal and respond.
Gotcha. While I'm doing
Um,
this, I'm keeping supposedly the other two asking for their location, letting them know what I'm doing. I got the comms on, guys. It's reaching out. I'm not getting any kind of feedback or response from the Solovetsky.
Nothing.
Where are you, Yoko? Come in. In silence.
so
Silence, eh? I'll try and raise her too, maybe. I'm here. I'm here. I'm over by the. I'm just around near the harvester kennel, making my way to
You
the.
better find security quick.
How far
That
out is that? Is that swarm?
less than a
uh,
mile.
Okay.
all right. So how is Hamada going to get down or get into some sort of building?
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and jump onto the harvester kennel roof.
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah. So give me like I said, it's about a 20-25 foot drop. Um,
fudge.
you can yeah. So thankfully, if you make this with no problem, you can get down onto the store and inside the building relatively easily because that is a much easier drop to make your way down. It's kind of a
All right.
staggered thing.
What do
Uh,
I gotta make?
right. You need to give me a mobility roll
Oh
to
shit.
properly tuck and roll and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you don't break your legs.
Yeah. Put your
And I'm
head
not.
between your legs and
I'm
kiss
not
your.
doing. I'm not doing one of those superhero landings. One knee on the ground and the other bent. Like none of that crap. It's gonna be. Yeah. It's gonna be a roll. A tuck and roll. Okay. Here I go.
Parkour.
Parkour.
Uh
Oh. Yeah.
oh. Okay.
Oh. Well,
So
what's that mean? I didn't
doing
roll anything. No
uh
ones though, so that's good.
He didn't even make
yeah. So
par.
so I
I got to push.
yeah.
Push it
So
real
I,
good.
I I think you really do need to push. Yes.
Okay, here I am pushing, and oh shit.
Oh shit!
Okay. So
Oh, oh, oh,
it
oh
is. So
no.
I said it's about a 25 foot drop, right?
Yep.
So how
Yep.
how falling works is it's measured in meters. So I'm just going to say it's 8 meters.
Okay.
You divide that by two.
Multiply by
So
Earth gravity.
that's gonna be 4.
Full work.
And and that's how much damage you take. But you can roll mobility and reduce each damage by once that you get by once, or reduces each success reduces the damage by one.
But each okay.
Uh,
So I see. So I
so
would take 4 damage then. What you're saying?
yes, you're going to take 4 damage. You have 4 health.
So if you get to
So
0, are you
you
dead?
no, you are not dead.
Oh, okay.
You will be when you pass out and that swarm eats you, though. So
Yeah, exactly. All right, here I go. I'm gonna roll mobility.
No, that was the mobility. You already
What?
did it. You got 0 successes.
Oh, wait. Oh, I see. That's what you were doing. I was gonna take damage
Yeah,
anyways, pretty
yeah.
much. Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
if
none
you
of you
got
got
four
successes.
you were going to take. Yeah, if you got 4 successes, you wouldn't have taken any damage.
Okay, I see how this is gonna go.
Wake up, Hamada. Are you okay? I see you sprawled out of.
Did I roll off the edge of the
So-
building or something?
Yeah,
You have to
so
roll
you
mobility
see
again.
rolling under mobility.
the
Unconscious.
Tan looks out of a little, port window on
Yeah.
the comms array, and sees Hamada just laying flat out and not moving on the top of the harvester kennel.
Oh,
Hamada. Damn it. Hamada.
Hmm.
Are you there? Damn it. And then I'm flipping signals trying to. Solovetsky, we've got a situation here. Come in, Solovetsky.
Actually, you know what, Todd? Since
Yeah.
Hamada is the
Maybe we should flash up
she
to
is.
Solovetsky.
I'm going to say that she has some armor on, and so you could theoretically reduce some of this damage further.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, she has really basic armor, so you can roll 2d6, and
Yeah.
if you get any sixes, it'll reduce it by 1.
Oh, okay. Is there a roller on this one?
You can just do /R space
/R
2d6.
space 2d6.
2d6. Yep.
What did I get there?
Oh, you got a success. You got one.
Oh, I
success.
did.
So, you land really hard on one of your legs, and you feel your leg break. But shortly after, the rest of the shock, is onto your the breastplate of your armor, and you are now reeling in agony, and you only took 3 damage instead of 4.
Pull yourself off the top.
You can try to make your way, but it's going to be painful and take quite some time to.
Is there a roof hatch here or anything? Is there a vent or something? Is there? I mean, or is there is there a door?
On a 5 or 6, there is going to be something that you can try to squeeze into. Here we go.
Just drag yourself to the edge.
There's a 5.
Yay! There's a 5.
Vent.
Yes. So there is a vent that it's a closed vent, but you could probably get it open fairly easily with a knife or something.
Oh yeah.
That I'm sure you have on you, and you can fall down into the.
Just don't tell you more.
Into the ventilation. Yeah, into the ventilation. Oh, it's a ventilation shaft, so it's a fairly fall.
Okay, so I'm doing like the Die Hard thing, crawling through the ventilation shaft with the lighter on. Oh yeah, come out to the colonies, have a great time. They said, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's gonna be nothing but an insect funnel in a minute.
I know. I gotta get out of here. Oh gosh.
As a DCC
All right.
Oh man.
So in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, you start hearing what sounds like a really strong wind blowing through the colony.
Yeah.
And you start to hear things smacking against the sides of the buildings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sound is reverberating through the ventilation shaft that Hamada is in. You can Tan can hear it hitting the walls around him, and Yoko, is inside, hunkered down with Morgan Park and the 2 Merinos and their son. They seem to be taking it fairly well. Like this might be a fairly often occurrence in comparison to what you were experiencing. But it seems to pass after about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. kind of slows down a little bit, and
Yeah.
it you think it's gone because you can't hear you don't hear the smacking on the side of the buildings anymore, or the wind that was blowing through. Who's going to be the first one to leave?
I'm still trying to
I'm,
get in.
yeah, he's still
You're
he's still
outside.
stuck midway. At least he plugged the vent for him, so that yeah. But no, I'm still trying to reach the Solveski and them too. Hamada, do you copy?
I'm here.
Yoko,
I got into the ventilation shaft.
where are you?
I'm in the harvester kennel, but I think I've broken my leg.
Oh,
Yeah. So
geez, Hamada.
yeah.
The docks up there on the ship.
Yeah.
I knew this was a bad venture. I knew. I told them not to do this, but did anyone listen? Come down, they said. All right. Where the harvester kennel? Do you know where Yoko is?
No. Don't wait. I think she's over in the greenhouses.
Those damn colonists probably have her tied up, having their way with her.
Still no communications with her. Okay.
Have
Well,
you got your weapon on you?
always. All right. I will make my way. I'll try and make my way down to the ground floor. Somehow it's going to take a bit here. And maybe I can make my way over to the greenhouse. I don't know. I got to find something to help support me.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you once you get out of the ventilation shaft, you're able to find something that you can kind of brace your leg with a little bit, so you can put at least some weight on it and
Great.
start making your way around the building and find the exits out into. I'll say that'll take you about 10, 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
To emerge from the harvester kennel.
Okay.
I will tell you that the harvester that is in here has been completely stripped for parts. It looks like someone
Shoot.
just went to town pulling
Right.
things off. Significantly sized pieces. Like, it's not just some wiring and stuff that was taken out, but they're like. It's the equivalent of it being up on cinder blocks and things just yanked out and critical pieces being pulled off. You can't imagine what these two families could have possibly done with those pieces.
Right. Is there any other vehicles in here?
There is a small landcraft that it's basically the equivalent of like a 4x4.
Okay, great.
It's completely unshielded. It doesn't look like it's in very good shape, but it hasn't been picked for parts, so it could be repaired.
Could be repaired. Oh, okay. So it's obviously not working now.
I mean,
Is that what you're saying?
You haven't. It doesn't look operational, but with a little tender, loving care, you could probably.
Yeah, I gotta find Yoko. So I will. I don't like. How long do I think it would take to repair this thing?
Do you have any heavy machinery skills?
Oh, ask me that, right? Do I have any?
Do you even have a license to operate that machinery?
No.
Do I?
You do not.
I do not. Where's my character sheet? I can't find it now. Oh, there it is.
It's under crew. Yeah.
I got it.
Heavy
machinery.
You do have piloting. So I will tell you that you are confident it can be repaired. You just do not have the skills to do it and don't know how long it would take.
Okay, then I'm going to make my way from the harvester kennel to the greenhouses and try and find Yoko.
All right.
Okay.
So let's figure out what.
What's that?
You didn't see me go into the Parks house after the argument?
I guess I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. No, that's right too. That's right too. But you know what? No. Let's just say I got discombobulated from my fall. Okay.
Okay.
And
Good.
I'm
You
gonna
go,
commit to
you
that.
go to the greenhouses and see like the plant, like all the life has been picked over by the locusts, and you
Yeah.
pile of bones.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna tuck Sam in. So I'll be a couple minutes. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll be back. All right.
All right. So why don't we figure out what Yoko is doing in the house with the Merinos and Morgan Parks Park?
In my imagination, I say when it comes back to me, I'd say thanks for the tea, and I have something for my ankle. This is feeling a little tender.
Um, oh yeah. So Mr. Marino, who has introduced himself as Diego at this point, is actually a trained doctor, and he wraps up your knee and gives you some of the limited pain medication that they have.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, your ankle, not your knee.
Yeah, good doctor. What a doctor you are.
Yeah, you complain about your ankle and he wraps up your knee. So yeah, I'm going to say that that is going to reduce your penalty. So you can just go back up to your standard agility.
He is lovely. It actually is gross. It tastes looks like dirty water, but I compliment them. Thank you.
So as you're doing this, you can see that Morgan is getting ready. He's getting like flashlights and some food and water ready to go out and probably start looking for Violet Benny.
I'm sure. My people can come with us. I lost. Seem to have lost communication with them. If it's whenever it's safe to go back outside, we can find them, and I, 8 eyes are better than 2, right?
Yes, I'll take whatever help I can get. Maybe if your companions could help, we could cover a lot more ground.
Sure, they can. Perfectly good condition. We're in the meantime. Diego and what was her name? And
Amelia?
Amelia. Yes, Diego and Amelia.
Yeah.
Are there logs for the colony? Any historical record from the start?
We, I'm sure there's some in the control block. We once the colony failed and the raiders came, we kind of stopped keeping track of everything. So it's not going to be complete, but I'm happy to pull up whatever it is that we do have for you.
That's okay. We can. I'm sure we can piece together what we have to, and we'll take anything you have. We just want to have a thorough understanding of what happened here. You mentioned that a lot of the equipment is out of use, but is everything if we could also get an inventory of what facilities are functional here, that would be great. Would you be able to work on that while we take Morgan to look for his son?
She thinks about it and says, "Yes, I think I could do that."
That would be great. Is it safe to go outside yet?
Yes, the swarm has passed, so it should be safe out there. They only come as often as the storms uh, pass through, so it might be quite some time before they ever come back.
Okay, but I will head to the door so I can get out in the open. Friends are out there.
All right. You open the door. You see Hamada limping across to the greenhouse, or from the greenhouse, looking around for you. What, Dell? What has he been
Cam
spending
has
all time trying to get the comms working, or what has
yeah,
he been doing?
I was going to suggest that the good doctor, like I stated before, uh, that he was going to be monitoring people, but also trying to badger them about turning the comms array on to get in contact with the planet side, even if it's just momentarily or whatever to see. So I don't know how you want to do that, or if you want to screen wipe or luck. But yeah, my character down here, Tam, is going to be belligerently, uh, doggedly trying to contact to get off this blasted rock. He's at this point that he's done with this excuse of a colony. But he'll be peeking out the porthole and trying to staying in contact with Tam. Have you found Yoko? We need to get off this rock, etc. So he's going to be more of a fly in the ointment, or in the ear rather, of them. But yeah, he's going to be contacting, and he's almost gone a little bit like he's still locked that door up. It's still locked up, so it hadn't gone out yet.
Okay. So, so we will actually, let's figure out what we're going to do with the two members of the Parks family that are missing, and then we can flash up to the ship briefly. We only got about 20 minutes left, so we will definitely pick up with the ship next session and figure out when the comms array is going to come back on, and then we can start get communication between the two groups. Well, let's go back. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I can help PlanetSide maybe if there is some kind of PA system from where I'm at, or either some local comms. Yeah, I'll be searching around from that, since I've been hearing a little bit of what's going on. When I get to the point to where Hamada is able to give me some more information. So anyway, that's about it.
Okay.
And
All right.
guys.
So we'll just say. All right. Great. We will. Why don't we say that? After some failed attempts to, to communicate with the ship, and your realization that there is no there is no like PA system where you can broadcast to everyone, that you just try to reestablish contact in person with Hamada and help her out. Does that sound good?
Yeah. I didn't like if any of the missing people might have comms on them or anything, that kind of thing. But
I see. Like if Bonnie had a radio or
exactly, I'm just saying I would be there to facilitate that if y'all need be. You can just radio me and it's up out of the communication hub.
So did I get to the greenhouse?
Yes, and you did not find Yoko in there.
Mm-hmm.
And as you started limping away from the greenhouse, you saw him emerge with Morgan and
I'll just wave my arms to be like, hey, like clearly no comms in my ear.
Right. Okay. So then I contact Ken and tell him that it looks like Yoko's comms are out. But I'll go over to her. Him. Is it her or him?
Him.
Him? Why do you keep Yoko? Yoko sounds like a girl's name. I don't know why.
Don't judge me.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Okay.
It's short for Yokohama.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
let's see. I look at the ground for my earpiece. Maybe it's eaten by the swarm or something, or maybe I can't find it.
It takes you a couple minutes, but you eventually find it in the dirt close to where the struggle happened with Morgan.
Oh, is it still working?
Yeah, it seems to work. It just fell out of your ear.
Oh, brush it off. Stick it right back in.
All right, all right. You now have comms back with the rest of your team. Morgan, while you were doing that, you see Morgan ran ahead and seems to be heading down to the mines. Are you guys going to follow
Is that
him?
is that Dell talking? Is Dell
I don't
talking?
know.
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
moving my
That was.
notes.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, I was going to say I'm looking
Okay.
for also for maybe satellite imagery or anything from this booth that might be able to help locate, or maybe some kind of schematic of the area here.
You mean like a live, or you just mean a schematic of what might exist outside of the colony, or you're looking
Yeah,
for like a
just
live satellite feed?
both. I mean, I'm talking about anything. I'm going along those lines to help. Um, any kind of readings. Maybe this is hooked up to potentially a satellite above us where I can get infrared information or just ground information. To locate
Uh,
the
give me a
bodies or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a Comtech roll, and let's see how many successes you get will dictate what level of information you're able to gather.
I'm clicking the roll, so
You want me to try it?
yeah, I got 3 on it. But it's not rolling for me.
Wait. Oh wait, did something just roll? Oh, maybe I did that. All right, you got a success. Do you want to push?
Yeah, sure. Push.
Okay, you can push.
That's
Can you click it? There you go. All right, you got 2 successes now. All right. So,
sweet.
oh wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, maybe it was a delayed roll.
Oh yeah, I clicked it like 3 different times, so maybe
Oh God.
Okay, push the first
Oh
one.
wow.
Push the first one.
There is
take
okay.
the first one. I haven't seen the first one yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's all the way up after me and Todd rolled D6s. That was the first one. So that's where you got a success. So I'm going to click push there. You did not get an extra success. So you're just going to have that one, and your stress has gone up one. So what you are able to find
Wait,
is
hold on. Something's weird. Why was it 6 dice instead of 7?
because
Good question.
go up to that first one. Yeah, that is weird. It should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
you
have a
got
total
2
of 2
successes.
successes. Yep.
I see. Okay, so so it's only showing the dice that you re-rolled. It's not showing the original success. Okay, so you did get 2 successes. So in that case, you are able to establish communication with the satellite that is in orbit. It is not able to send long-range broadcasts, but it does have an image feed and a buffer, so you can you do have like a snippet of movement in the area for the past 24 hours.
I got you. Yeah, I want to triangulate and try to isolate where the movement is, uh, size, parameters. Following and relay all that information over to Yoko and Tamada.
Okay,
Yahamada.
it's going to take you about I'm going to say about 15 minutes, maybe. Well, we'll say 10 minutes to. Are you specifically? What are you? Well, first off, I should ask you what you're looking for. I assume you're looking. Are you trying to help find these missing people? Is that what
Correct.
you're?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So I assume you're going to you're going to scrub backwards all the way well before you even arrived here, and so
Yeah.
you're going to see uh, the ship come down, and you go well before that and start tracking some of the movement in here before the three of you arrive. So what that tells you is that you see several people moving around here, but someone went into the mines very early this morning, and short about maybe 12 hours after that, about maybe an hour, which was probably about an hour before you arrived,
Yeah.
someone started going left the Parks house and started going into all three buildings down here. Like they went inside, disappeared for a few minutes, moved over to the next building, started looking inside, moved over to the next building, and they seem to be repeating that over and over again.
I'll keep Yoko and Hamada updated as I'm scrubbing back the files and following the transition and movements of the individual. There's something strange here, guys. This is what I'm seeing. I'll give them a time stamp. Someone entered the mind. I don't know who it would be. Yeah, it
That
looks like
must
an
be
adult.
Donnie or Danny. Or sorry, that must be Bonnie. Benny.
Benny.
Yeah.
That must be
Oh,
Benny,
great.
and then Violet must be the one in the warehouse. That makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, someone entered the mind and then someone entered it at such and such time, this, that, the other. Uh, but anyway, I'm just relaying the information as I'm watching it unfold on the screen.
Well, that makes me feel better about
If
following
there's
Morgan
a
into the
Zoom,
mines.
yeah, if there's a Zoom, I can do in that and find out, to verify if it was a child or an adult or whatever.
Yeah, from where you're at, you're not able to figure from this satellite image. You're not able to differentiate between
Yeah.
peoples and their ages, and you might be able to figure out their genders through extensive study, but
Oh, that's fine.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just too high. It's just too high up. You're basically seeing a head and
Brady.
little feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head, little feet.
I do want to
Gotcha.
say to what's her name, Hamada, like, oh, you're limping too. What happened?
I broke my leg. I'm pretty sure I broke my leg.
Boy,
That's what I was just gonna say. I need to find a med kit. I get some painkillers into me.
Doctor.
Just walk it off, Hamada.
Walk
Yeah.
it off, yeah.
So, Mr. Marino, who introduces himself to you, and he says, we haven't met, but let me run inside and I'll grab my med kit. I can treat you.
Okay. All right.
You probably he looks over to Yoko and Morgan and says, we'll catch up to you as soon as I'm done. And then he says to her, well, I might. I don't know if she'll be able to.
Okay, you're staying put, Tan. I expect you're staying put.
Yeah, I'm trying to put I'm going to peruse more information, see what I can see. And also, I'll let you know if Silveski contacts me.
Okay, well, I guess it's just me.
Morgan's going too.
Well, did he already go, or is he like?
He's kind of ahead of you. Uh,
Yeah, I guess I
he's about
just.
to walk through into the mine right now. He's got a flashlight, and you've been having this conversation with everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do
So are you going to
I
try to?
have a flashlight? I have a flashlight, right?
We'll say you do. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. You would have brought one.
Um. Okay. Well, is it? I'll ask Diego or Amelia. Sorry. The
Yeah,
names. Uh,
she's inside though. She's at the
okay, I'll ask
computers.
Diego real quick. Is there are the mines mapped? Is there a map of the mines?
It's really just a straight shot. There's no branches or anything like that.
Okay.
It can't really get lost in there.
All right, I'm gonna go with Morgan to find Benny then. I'll like
All right.
hurry after Morgan.
All right.
Guys, please keep
So
your pizzas in.
As long as
all right.
he doesn't go rogue again and knock me upside the head like last time, or not Morgan. I mean.
All right. You eventually catch up with Morgan, and uh, he starts talking to you, saying the boys like to come in here. They don't really get along with each other, but I don't know what it is that they're doing in here. But Benny's got to be in here. I don't know where else he would be. And he starts. So he's the two of you are scanning your flashlights around, you know, checking out your environment, looking for movement and that sort of thing. This cavern is, or the walls of this mine are very like rough, grayish rock. It doesn't have any of that stuff strewn through it like you were seeing every once in a while in the rock in the ravine as you were walking down in front of your landing site. You're wondering if that was actually the ore that was being mined. Uh, but it is fairly straight, just like Diego said it was. You haven't seen any branches after about 150 yards. That's when you start hearing like some sort of like muffling, like grunting sound coming from further down with the occasional splash of like water. It's almost like someone is drowning in water is what it sounds like, and they're splashing and trying to keep their head above water and that sort of thing.
Is there a pool down here?
Uh, I I I don't think so. It's I don't remember us hitting water, but I I, I don't run the I didn't run the harvester, so I don't know.
Well, let's head that way. What about wildlife? Any animals or creatures down here?
I mean, we had some livestock here that we assumed that they were all killed by the locusts when they attacked, but or ran off. We haven't seen any in quite some time.
Okay, let's head toward the sound. Hopefully, it's just Benny having a swim.
All right. So you got he. I mean, he starts moving. Are you gonna Are
Oh
you
yeah, we're
gonna
going.
try to keep up
I'm
with him?
following Morgan's lead because he knows the mines better than I do, even though it seems like he doesn't know the mines at all. Morgan.
Okay. So you start moving pretty quickly down the down the corridor. Eventually, you start to see some movement in the light, and you see a young boy, or I should say, a young adult, uh, like collapsed on the ground and kind of thrashing around. He seems to be it's possible he's having like convulsions or like a seizure or something like that.
I don't think I have any supplies on me or anything, but I'll rush over and try to maybe stabilize him somehow. Maybe at least by holding his shoulders, maybe pinning him down.
Okay. So his legs are like the lower ends of his legs are inside of a puddle of what appears to be black liquid, and he's kind of the seizures are causing him to like splash some of that water around. And as you're holding him down, you see that the whites of his eyes have gone entirely black, and there seems to be some sort of worm-like creatures moving underneath of his skin.
Oh.
God.
And his father yells, "Benny! Oh my God! What are we going to do? What is that?" And the stress of Yoko is immediately going to go up one.
Okay. I don't know what this is, Mr. Morgan.
We got to get him out of here. Maybe Diego can take care of it. Can you help me carry him back?
Yeah. I tried to get him up, maybe under an arm or by an arm. Grab the other side of him.
Yep. All right. You start making your way back. Are you going to? I mean, obviously you're going to be moving quite a bit slower than you were on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to radio your compatriots?
Oh yeah. See, we found Benny. I don't know if the mines obstruct the signal, but we found Benny. He's
alive?
Something's wrong with him, but we're bringing him back now.
Okay.
Looks like his. I don't know what the problem is, but he's thrashing around and his eyes are black, just like Dabber.
Like, oh, okay. Daver's got the same thing. Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing, but his eyes
Oh.
went black.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to do one last roll before we finish for the night, and I'm going to have Yoko do an observation roll as him and Morgan are carrying Benny back. Oh, and you got 2 successes or 3 successes, but you are going to start to panic, and there's going to be a good reason why. All right, so as you're carrying him, you can see that there's like a oily sheen that was left from the water, and it is covering most of his body. It is all over his arms and stuff, and you're grabbing his arms, and you see what almost looks like a thin, pitch black earthworm wriggling around in that oily scene, and it is climbing off of him and onto you.
Oh no.
And
drop
as
him.
soon as yeah, so you freeze and drop him. He clatters to the ground, and you start flipping your arms trying to get all these things off of you. And that is when you look over and see Morgan has them all over him too.
Oh no.
And that is where we're going to stop.
Wow.
So we're getting to pretty high levels of stress for Yoko. You're at 10. So we are Yeah, you should definitely think about mitigating this after you've dealt with these worm things. But we will pick up next time on the ship and figure out the status of the communications array and what has been going on the ship.
Just a question: did Tam overhear this when they were in the mine? Did it break up?
The last thing that you heard was that they found Benny and they were bringing him out, and he seems to have black eyes just like Dapper.
Okay, sounds groovy. Sounds groovy.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Right on. Oh, thanks, John.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. That's man, it's a good thing they're down there and I'm up here.
Yeah, of course.